First, wash all car.
Then wax. Wax on.
Hey, why do I have to?
Hey, remember deal. No questions.
Yeah, but...
Wax on right end.
Wax off left hand.
Wax on.
Wax off.
Breathe in through the nose.
Out the mouth.
Wax on.
Wax off.
Don't forget to breathe. Very important. Wax on.
Wax off.
Wax on.
Wax off.
Three rad dudes with nothing better to do get abducted by the crew of the Starship Alpha 2. They're from the planet Q, which, due to a space-time loop, is stuck in 82 and must be rescued. They need our heroes to discuss the latest news and give their reviews of games and movies too. Sure hope you're not confused. We swear this is all true. Not just the premise too, the totally rad show.
Totally rad show, totally rad. Totally rad show, totally rad. Totally rad show, totally rad. Totally rad show, totally rad show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Totally Rad Show, episode number 9. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Jeff Canada.
And I'm wearing pants.
His name is also Dan Tractor.
Yes.
Which is a
I
combination.
can bring you anywhere, man. I swear.
Well, you can, just as long as he's not wearing pants. Then
Or
he never
asked
talks about
to
it.
say something specific at a given time.
So we're super excited. This is our 9th episode, and we're going to do something a little different. When we started the show with Senior Green Screen Z back there, which you don't see as a green screen, because that's magic, we were always thinking that we would have our backgrounds, and then we thought, how great would it be to allow our audience to make us backgrounds?
Yes.
Also, Steve said something. So we are opening up a...
Well, this episode we have all new backgrounds.
That's awesome. I just
All right,
totally
we're
lost it.
debuting new backgrounds for the movie segment, for the video game segment.
And another segment, maybe.
And the whole idea from the very start, like
Yeah.
you said, was that the show would evolve and change, and we want to make it so that the viewers can have input, make it interactive.
Yes.
You can make the show sort of what you want to see.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is our first contest, which was the Go Ratty contest.
Which
that
we will have a winner for at the end of
ended
the
this show. We're kind of starting a new, not really contest, but a way for you to contribute to the show. You can send in images, backgrounds.
16 by 9, please.
16 by 9.
Actually, were we going to post in the forum specifics of the...
I will.
Yeah,
Steve
we'll
will?
post in the forum a specific template that we want
And
for the
I would
size
say,
that we're looking
and
at.
keep in mind where we are, so we're not covering up cool
Yeah.
shit that's in your
And
background.
also, you see our backgrounds. I mean, we want you to go crazy and put us on, the Yellow Submarine or whatever.
Wherever you'd like to see the show from.
Yeah, but so send those to fans at
Maybe-
totallyradshow.com.
Maybe
Millennium
we're
Falcon.
inside Puzzle Quest.
Maybe we are inside Puzzle Quest because I've been
Maybe
wanting
we're
to do
on
that ever
Avatar.
since we said... On Avatar?
Like, we're characters in everything. Whatever it is.
Yes.
New backgrounds, new
Yes.
placement, whatever you guys want to see, we want to try to make the show into something that evolves like that.
Yes. Also, these guys went and saw theater.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
it
get
was
invited.
so
I wasn't
fun.
invited.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Well...
What,
No,
tell,
it's true,
tell
it's
them
cool.
what, I don't know, how do you want
Well,
to...
yeah,
what was-
remember in the forums how there was somebody who posted, I think Diva Dog posted
yeah.
that theater is also rad?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, I'm in big agreement with that.
Yeah.
And
Theater
Dan...
biggins you.
Dan had mentioned... Yes. I don't know what that even means.
I don't know what you
In
said,
Biggins.
but I'm smiling and
Simpsons. But anyway.
Oh, yes. So, anyway, Dan had mentioned a long time ago when we were having lunch somewhere sometime that he'd never really seen theater that made him...
that I loved.
that you loved.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So I decided I was going to take Dan to see some theater for his, as like a belated birthday present.
And we saw Fat Pig, which
Neil
is...
LaBute.
Neil
I
LaBute.
love that you're
and-
like, yes, we saw hookers on bikes. Great theatrical performances by a lot of hookers.
Who was...
And bikes.
I was more into seeing that because he did that movie In the Company of Men and Your Friends and Neighbors. where
Great.
some people- yeah,
Yeah,
so...
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was good.
Yeah, we started at the
I
Geffen
actually
Playhouse
liked
here
it.
in L.A. And
The one in Westwood or the
Yeah,
the
one in
How
Westwood.
is the
And
revamped one?
It's awesome. The
They
new
just redid
theater is
it.
very small, very intimate. We're right there. Scott Wolf was in it?
Scott Wolf was in it.
Chris Pine was in
Not
it,
so good.
right?
Chris Pine
Amazing.
was awesome.
Yeah.
He is
And
somebody
he's
to
the
watch.
dude. He was in
Wow.
how do you know him? How did you know him?
He's the guy who's in Just My Luck
Yeah.
with what's her
That's how
Lindsay
you
Lohan.
He was also in
know?
Smoking Aces, right?
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
was
know him in Smoking
in Smoking Aces. He's one of the like weird Nazi brothers, and he couldn't have been
Oh, I saw that
further.
last night.
Well,
Good.
Heather.
I liked it.
Yeah, Heather and
You're
Susie
wrong.
sort
That's
of
cool.
know him.
Oh,
He's
really?
Sort of family.
Cool.
Sort
So
of.
what did you think of being live, sitting 10 feet away from? Oh,
How was
was it
being
different for you?
live?
Was it? Dan's a big movie guy, so
Yeah.
live theater is my first love.
I liked it a lot. I didn't like how we were off to the side, so...
Oh, you're gonna
It
criticize
was like
my choice of tickets?
It was
now.
like one big over the shoulder. You know what I mean? Of this side of the room.
I love that. That's how it goes.
You know,
Just
we
one
never
big
got to
over the
see-
shoulder.
It's all movie references for Dan.
But if we were in the center, we could have. I don't know. But I mean, thank you for the tickets. It was awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, and
But
thanks for the invite.
that horrible.
Yeah.
Alex, you were there in spirit.
It was
I
cool.
was.
I liked it.
I was watching an actual movie.
All right, dude, totally right.
That was right.
All right. Movies this week. We saw Shrek 3.
Yeah.
Shrek the Third. It's not Shrek 3.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's a
They
good
were
point.
clever and
true.
made it called just Shrek 3. I mean, the third. Damn it.
What did you think?
Me personally, Dan?
Yeah.
You're asking me this time first?
Yes.
Dan likes to juke us out. And it does. I will say that I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have to see this movie. But I thought there were genuinely funny parts. Not all of the parts or most of the parts, but there were generally funny parts. Didn't really give a smack about the story so much. I mean, it just was sort of like a.
It's funny.
Really, this is interesting. I mean, it just didn't. It was so
You know what's funny?
a nothing movie.
What's funny is that I was hoping that you guys would have a lot to say about it.
Because you don't.
I could say a little bit more.
Here's- well,
but-
Oh no, I have
My
a couple
take-
things that I definitely
Well,
want.
my
points.
take is that it's a Shrek movie.
Right.
If you want to
kids-
see a Shrek movie,
Yeah.
this is one.
Yeah, the kids
And you
sitting
will
next to us
enjoy that
enjoyed
about it.
What an accurate review you just gave.
Although
It
let me
really,
just
it's you know
say-
what you're getting. You pay to see this thing,
Yeah.
and they deliver that thing, and
But let
there's
me just
no-
say, Puss in Boots is Antonio Banderas was really funny.
I think it was better than the second one.
I agree.
Yes.
But he was really
Alright.
funny. The Frog King.
The Frog King is the only moment of like laugh out loud. for
No,
me.
dude, you were LOLing the whole
dude.
fucking movie.
You remember?
I-
My
Yeah,
friend,
you were.
You, my friend, are royally. Remember
Yeah.
at the end of the thing when he's like.
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, those are all
And
adult
just like,
jokes. Well, those are all
Okay.
adult.
I will say, first of all, I really enjoyed it, very
Really?
much. I don't look at they are not Pixar movies to me
I
at
didn't
all.
like the whole.
Well,
high
no.
school
Like they
thing.
are in they're not. I will say the first one I did not like at all.
Okay.
Me neither.
Second one I hearted very much. This one I think is on par.
I'm not going to use your I am speak.
And here's the thing, I don't know why I'm doing that. Stop me from it. I will say I feel like they got all the obvious jokes out of the way with the first one, and now we're getting more interesting.
See, I enjoyed the first one better than the second one.
Really?
Yeah, except for Puss in Boots.
Because he wasn't there.
That's why I said except
Right.
for him, because I enjoyed that. I thought he was
Right,
the best
right.
character of any of the characters that they've
Right.
ever shown in the movie.
Yes.
In the third, there were a few things that I really checked out when they went to the high school. That to me was so like, wah,
Yeah, you didn't
wah.
like that. I didn't.
It was just
So
like
on the nose,
the
you're right.
they, thy, them,
it with-
like oh, ew, if that's totally do with double. And I was like,
Exactly,
what?
so
And then the
tired.
Stony joke, like where they come out and they're like, dude, you totally knocked my frankincense, and it's just like this. They went like this. Let's go into a high school. I've got 10 jokes. Bing, 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 bing.
I can't disagree.
So that was
I
it.
can't
I
disagree.
will say one thing. I thought that the guy playing Artie was Jonathan Taylor Thomas
Oh, Justin Timberlake.
because it.
It was also
no,
a
but it
JTT.
sounded. Yeah, but
You
it
didn't
sounded
notice-
just like him.
But you didn't notice how he
And-
brought sexy back to that character?
No, but the one thing I will say is it was the first time that I really do have to admit that I'm a total hater. Everything that anytime Justin Timberlake's name is brought up in acting wise, I'm like, "Ah,
He was really good in Black Snake Moan. Did you see Black Snake Moan?
I've heard the exact opposite from everybody
he was
but
good.
you. But had I known, I will admit that had I known this was Justin Timberlake, I may have been like, oh, that guy was horrible. And I was like, I mean, I
Because you
didn't
don't have an
say
open
it
was-
mind, Alex.
I don't. I closed that fucking thing, as everybody should. Keep your minds closed, friends. Makes for a happy life. But anyway, I mean, it's not like there wasn't really much to that character, you know what I mean? But the whole high school bit, I was out. The chicks, the annoying chicks, out. I thought Fiona had such a lower role in this movie than any of the
Sure,
other movies.
sure.
And then, of course, it was written by 7 men.
They
It's
all
a-
were though. I
Yeah.
mean, and you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Different director this time. The other
I
guy
thought-
went on to direct the Narnia movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't like it as much as
the second one?
You
Oh,
said.
it's me?
Yeah.
And you know what I loved about this experience? We went to see it 10 a.m. Saturday.
At a press screening.
Right.
I don't know what
With a bunch of
magazine
kids.
these kids write for, but
But dude,
TV.
I actually love that. I was so happy that morning after seeing it. And it really reminded me and brought up that whole... I loved waking up at like 6 a.m.
That's what summers are about, right?
Saturday mornings.
Saturday, but it also like that's a summer movie. Like mom's gonna take me to the theater.
As a
right,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also
Didn't-
felt
I
that,
loved,
but it
like-
didn't. I was like, there's fucking kids next to me.
Do you guys have a favorite Saturday morning
It's an
situation?
old grumpy man.
Saturday morning?
What?
Favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
All of them.
Or like memory? I just love that.
I used to get up very, very early and
Saturday mornings.
I used to sit close to the television and turn it so my parents wouldn't get waken up and get mad, and so I would turn it really low and keep really close to. And my
You didn't have to like ride the volume when it got loud. You have to like turn it lower.
No, I didn't really. Do
I did that. It's cool.
But the
I love-
TV had
wait,
a.
you just said you had to ride the volume. That sounds like some sort of death metal CD.
The volume.
Ride the volume.
The TV that we had in my house had a light sensor on the front, so it would dim and brighten depending on
Where you
time of
were.
day.
Oh, that's
And I used to sit really close and like put my thumb over it.
dude. How freaking high tech is that?
That's
shit?
awesome.
It was very.
That is awesome.
For 1982.
Well,
it was
yeah,
very
but what were you
high-tech.
watching?
Television.
Good choice.
Awesome.
The Smurfs.
All right.
So let's hit some news.
Yeah. So
Some newsies.
very cool piece of news this week. This movie Righteous Kill is going to start shooting in August,
Wow, I'm so excited.
starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro,
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
not opposing each other as two detectives tracking down a serial killer. Written by the dude who wrote Inside Man, which was awesome. Did you like
So
Inside
good.
Man?
I loved Inside
Yeah,
Man.
it was great.
I also loved the one scene in
Heat, they're
Heat
together.
where it was like electricity.
And I'm actually going to go ahead on record and
Thank
say
you,
that
David Henson of Newsweek.
I feel the exact opposite of you. Heat. You know,
Really?
it's a good
Come
movie,
on,
but
bro.
when Al Pacino and Robert De Niro were in the movie, it was so like, hey, you're Robert De Niro. Hey, I'm Al Pacino. Bang, 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 bang.
Did you eat your haters cereal this morning?
Dude, I'm
No.
just, no, dude, I had that feeling
Cut to
7 years
Dave,
ago.
you gotta put up Haters cereal.
Well, he already
Yeah.
did.
From Charms.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I just, to me, for from Charmed.
Charms.
Anyway.
It's a blow pop. From Charms.
Okay. But for me, like, that scene was always like, I mean, the only reason people went to see that movie was because it was like Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
then
it
I went.
delivered.
No, but then I went. It did not deliver. I was like, stop being.
Wow,
First
that
off, Al
heist scene.
Pacino
The heist
is.
scene is one of the
I
greatest.
love the movie.
Oh,
I think the movie is very good. I enjoy the movie. I thought that scene, it was two characters playing themselves, what they think they should be on as actors.
That didn't make any sense, but I understand what you
You know
mean.
what I mean? Like, it was just
I'm
like
not
so
feeling ya.
caricatures of themselves, and they were like, I'm better acting than you. I'm better acting you. No, I'm better acting you. And I just was like,
I didn't think that
I didn't
at all.
need that scene. And so now when I heard this news that they're going to be in another movie, I was like, well, all right. I mean, I'm excited. I'm as excited about that as somebody saying Robert De Niro is going to be in a new movie. Cool. I will see that movie. That's the same excitement level as Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are in a movie together. It's like, cool. I'll probably see that movie.
But like the
to
level of
me, it
complexity and dialogue and sort of interesting moments
That's-
of
that was-
Inside
did
Man,
that to me.
like that at a
No,
level.
I'm excited about that. But I just say it could be any two. It
I
could be
know.
any two other actors, and I'd be just as excited.
Well, that's
it could be Robert De
not
Niro
smart.
and Crispin Glover. Maybe not that, but you know what I mean. Like
oh, you got me going.
yeah.
Yeah.
Willard too.
All right.
Get your damn
So-
hands off. You talking to me? Get your damn. You talking to me?
The other thing.
I just did the scene.
But I'm just saying that to me doesn't. It's not my. Skirt is not
All right.
up.
All right.
So,
I like that it's about from the guy from Inside Man. That's cool. I still need to see that movie.
something I wanted to bring up. A friend of mine
Uh-oh.
brought this up with me last week in light of the Die Hard situation.
Yes, which
Talking
was
about his-
beaten to death.
His first R-rated movie.
Oh.
His first R-rated movie.
And I started thinking, Dan, what was your... I said, Dan... I did this in the car.
I think I know what mine is.
What was your first R-rated movie? First R-rated movie I ever saw was The Big Brawl.
Oh.
Probably Jackie Chan's best American-made movie. Steve?
Even at a young age, Dan
Big
was
Brawl?
like, I'm interested in
Directed by the
foreign
dude who
films.
directed Enter the Dragon. Awesome. At foreign films. The
Asian-
Big Brawl. American. I just said his best
Oh,
American
yeah.
movie. Okay.
Big Brawl?
First R-rated movie,
Wasn't that-
The Big Brawl.
was like-
I thought Rumble in the Bronx was his first.
no,
No, that
oh,
was Dub.
oh, Jack.
I don't know anything.
Misled by advertising.
No, but it'll be interesting to see what our first R-rated movie was and his.
We'll check it out.
His came out when we were able to go into an R-rated movie.
First R-rated movie I snuck and saw was Terminators 1 and 2.
Wait, I thought you just said the first one that you saw was...
That's the one was legally allowed. That's the one that was given to me by my karate teacher. My parents didn't know was rated R. Okay, so that's the one I saw but wasn't supposed
Watch
to.
And that was
this.
just-
And
yeah.
learn.
Then I saw
There
Terminator
are
2 snuck.
movies.
And I ordered Double Impact on pay-per-view and
boy.
wasn't thinking Remember I had to order pay-per-view on a cable box?
Yeah.
Okay. Third, the first a real R-rated movie I was allowed to see was Kickboxer. Then my mom...
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I know. Well, there's a problem when I was growing up. I saw Kickboxer
Yeah, no.
so many times you have no idea.
Well, Kickboxer was a good
My
movie.
mom saw... Cut to a scene from Kickboxer.
Yeah. I would rather see that than the
Just the
scene.
split. Just the split scene.
Yeah.
Dude, yes!
Are
you kidding me?
My mom found out...
Do you know how many times I tried to do that?
Oh, God. Cut to mental image
Two
of Alex
chairs?
doing
Two
that.
chairs? I was like this.
Get to Alex not being able to walk, right?
I know.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
Oh.
Anyway,
I'm
so
gonna
what
be a
were
champion.
first R-rated movies?
Mine was Hot Dog.
What? I don't even know what that is.
Oh, man.
Boobies,
Oh, yeah.
boobies.
Like 80s exploitation
Hell yes.
on the
Like
slopes.
Ski slopes.
Directed by Bob Clark or something?
I don't
Okay,
know,
whoever that
sure.
is.
Whatever,
Porky's?
whatever
Porky's.
movie
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Oh, Bob Clark.
Yeah.
That
Bob
Bob
Clark.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
died
Oh,
recently.
yeah. Oh.
Thanks.
Well, you brought him
I
up.
know.
But yeah, dude, Hot Dog, saw it late night, Cinemax when I was a kid. Should have seen it. Happy I did. A lot of boobies. It was awesome. It's skiing and boobies. That
Like
was
Ski
it.
Patrol?
And 80s.
Yeah.
It was like Ski Patrol, but with it
For
was
all-
hard R.
Yeah.
Make sure you know there were boobies in this movie. I want you to be
Major.
aware of that.
There are
There
boobs.
might have been Cooch. I don't
There-
even know.
There are boobs in The Invisible Kid, which is rated PG.
Horrible.
There's a PG movie out there with breasts.
Well, didn't you guys see Romeo and Juliet
You say
in
that
high
like-
school?
Like you're
yeah,
rapping.
with Olivia Hussey, who's the hottest
Yeah,
girl
with-
ever.
and boobs.
Yes.
And a butt.
Something everyone should know.
I don't even know if that's
There's a
rated. I don't
PG
think they had
movie out
ratings
there.
for
It
movies
Wasn't
back
rated.
then.
Well, it was British.
In my own world.
All right, what?
Jeff,
what's your
hey,
R-rated
Jeff
movie?
is
R-rated
here.
movie.
R-rated
R-rated
movie,
movie.
Jeff. Mine was Hot Dog. Although RoboCop was the first one that I saw like in the theater.
I was not allowed. Yeah.
Switching it up for you.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The
I do
never-ending story.
I do remember.
This is some
Unrated.
play or something.
I do remember my friend. Oh, play. R-rated play. I hate you. So much. I do remember my friend who had the dad. My friend who had the divorced dad.
Yes.
He was always trying to buy his love.
Yeah, we
So
always
I would
had
always
that.
get to go over there and watch the movies that my parents wouldn't let me see. But I don't remember. I remember Running Scared as being one of the first.
Yeah.
With Billy Crystal and.
Tabby Tapperson.
I saw Runaway with the bullets
But
that chased
the way I want to switch this
Oh,
up
with
Tom
Kiss.
Selleck. Yes.
Yeah, no, I know.
is the way I want to switch this up is that
That's a
I
great-
distinctly
And the
remember
chick from RoboCop.
Yes.
PG-13 movie that I
Yes.
wasn't allowed to see, and I cried because I was there with my friend, and his parents said he could go see it, and because I was 12 and not 13, and my parents said no. Dragnet, the remake of Dragnet.
Oh,
with
I
Tom
love that
Hanks.
movie.
Wow.
That movie creeped me out. The movie's scary.
Dude, with
I
the
didn't
snake
see it.
in
I
there?
and the
never saw it.
dancing with
Yeah,
the goat
with the
legs.
goat legs.
Didn't see it. Wasn't allowed. Cried. Wept.
And you haven't seen it
In
since?
front of my friend, which was not cool.
That's fucked up.
He didn't
I
really
hate
like
that.
me
Dude,
after
crying
that.
in front of your
I
friends
used to
always
do that.
just
I used to
suck.
cry over not being able to go to movies still.
My
Anyway,
buddy's
that is
dad-
all. Oh,
Nothing. I was a Big Mac story.
boom.
All right, dudes,
What are we doing?
let's do this.
Oh shit!
I had him. All right, I'm sticking with you guys.
Got him.
Where's that coming from?
That's cool. They can kill you from the grave, like when they're dying. Oh shit! I don't even know. Oh, how do I watch out for them? I don't even know where they are. Where they look like.
Yeah, that was awesome. Keep your arm right behind you. Let's stick together.
Oh, up above. Above.
There he is. Let's flank him. Flank him. Yeah, baby.
Oh
That was awesome.
shit!
I I repeat everything I say. I say it once, and then I realize I have to push the D-pad, and I say it again. It sucks.
Oh, he's up above. He's up above. Nice, Alex.
Thanks, I'm out of ammo, but that's good. Watch out, Sniper. I think he's probably in the middle of the road.
I will say the water looks
I'm just
great.
unloading into him with both guns, and he doesn't die.
I hate driving. You can't shoot while you drive. It's the most pointless endeavor.
Laser. Ooh.
Not bad.
Dodge behind a rock. That was awesome.
Oh, he's on our shit. He's on our shit. Oh. Nice. Oh.
High game.
Did we do it?
A blue team wins. Okay. Good job, guys. I barely carried my weight.
Nah, dude.
Hey, welcome to the video game segment this week. Perhaps the biggest week of video game news of the year.
In the history of video games.
And the only thing that could get in the way of Halo 3 beta being released, the only thing that could trump that is an announcement from one company, and that company's Blizzard, and they announced their new game.
All right, now, but wait a minute.
I saw the magic.
You actually think that trumps that the Halo 3 came out?
I think he's being
do.
coy. Oh, you're being serious?
I think
do.
he's being serious, and
I think it's the
that
only
scares me.
the only bit of news that
scares
could trump that is a new announcement from Blizzard.
Oh,
That's
no,
the only
I
company.
get that. Yeah. I
Right?
get that. I thought you meant because of how epic the news was, and I was distracted.
That's right. I happen to agree with that as well. Also,
All right,
it's
well, let's get into it.
StarCraft II was announced, and I'm sure everybody who's watching this knows that already because the internet broke in half.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Did you play StarCraft?
Yeah.
I
And then
didn't.
I grew up and realized that RTS are stupid.
Hater cereal this
Yeah.
morning.
Dude, today is my
swear to
hate
God.
day. How about putting some stuff? Give me some stuff that I want. I was
talk
waiting
about stuff
for,
that you want.
I was waiting for StarCraft, the MMO from them. So that's why I'm totally disappointed that it's just a regular RTS.
Is there a space MMO? That is?
No,
I
not
can-
yet. I mean,
Oh,
there is
There's a bunch of
couple.
space. EVE
Yeah,
Online.
Yeah. But not from Blizzard, the
that's
maker
because
of the giant.
Why do they want to undercut their own market share? Why would they do that?
Because they would make a lot of money.
I would love the StarCraft MMO also. I would love World
Dude,
of
we were
Warcraft.
there. We were like,
We
let's
were
do
hoping,
it.
but
Because you know what? You can't really
StarCraft
play
2?
two MMOs at once, because the whole point is that it takes up
Oh no, I would
MMO.
have stopped playing
time.
WoW.
Yeah.
I would have stopped playing WoW. I would have played StarCraft MMO.
But-
go
oh,
ahead.
yeah, you
tell
would've
me,
stopped
tell me
playing
why I
WoW
should be.
to play it.
Tell me why I should be excited about this.
If
Because
someone
I
had-
saw that and I was like, oh, too bad.
if someone had to ask me what the perfectly designed game was, one game that is perfectly designed, it's
Whoa.
StarCraft. There is
Wow,
no
I gotta
flaws.
play that shit again.
Wait,
There's no flaws to that game. It's perfect.
StarCraft, the first one was not an RTS, was it?
Yes.
What was the one?
Why was it perfect?
What was
Why
the one
it
that was
perfect?
overhead? It was way back in the day. I always thought that it was StarCraft, but I don't think it was. But it was like overhead. You had the ships and you would like move them around and shoot at each other.
Star Control.
Star Control. Now I'm
Star
correct.
Control 2 is a great game.
I thought that was.
There's
a
actually a fan-created Star Control update. It's pretty awesome.
That's
I'll
cool.
have to show it to
So
you
Star Control or
StarCraft- I-
was the best game ever.
StarCraft.
It was better than World of Warcraft 3 or whatever?
I think so. Still, I was a little disappointed with World of Warcraft 3 because I played. I mean, not World of Warcraft 3, Warcraft 3. I played Warcraft 2 before StarCraft.
Yeah.
Loved it, and I was very excited about Warcraft 3. And when it was released, I was a little let down. I didn't like the creep element, which is the non-player characters that are around the maps that you have to kill to
Yeah.
get experience points and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't do that with StarCraft. It doesn't look like they're going to. What they've announced so far: PC only. No consoles,
Well, yeah, that makes
but
sense.
PC and Mac at simultaneous release, because that's how Blizzard rolls.
Yeah.
And that it's no additional races. It's Protoss, Zerg, Terran.
I don't know. I not all this
You just
is
went blah, blah,
Protoss
blah,
and
blah,
Zerg
blah.
to
There's
me.
people out there who care about
Yes.
this.
Okay.
No, it's cool. No.
We don't have to talk about it a lot if you guys aren't into it.
It
Because
looks pretty. The images look very
Are you a big
attractive.
RTS fan? Like, I was into
I mean, a little bit.
World of Warcraft,
I played
like
Warcraft.
Command and Conquer. Diablo was the same sort of layout, but not obviously an RTS. But then to me, I find them boring. I don't find them engaging at all. I'm like, I'm gonna build a castle. Now it's gonna have this in it, and I need some more gold to make my. Right. Oh shit! Somebody's attacking and I die.
Well, it's definitely-
like, that to me is
Well,
RTS.
It's definitely for people.
It's a
I mean,
very
it's for people
specific-
that enjoy. There's people that I'm sure enjoy both
Right.
faster paced games
Sure.
and those, but there's definitely people that only get into those kinds of games. There's plenty.
And
there's
I'm
a
sure
lot,
they're going to
and
be
it's-
excited as all hell
Yeah.
as seeing as StarCraft is this huge.
Yes. Well, maybe we should play sometime and see.
We
just
should-
the three
well,
of
we
us.
should
'Cause it'd
I
be
definitely
fun.
enjoy playing
I would love
Warcraft.
to,
I grew
yeah.
up enjoying Warcraft, but never getting into it as much as any other kind of game.
I see Warcraft and Command & Conquer were two games that I played on my local network in college. I was
Yeah.
actually really lucky that back in '94 we had all high-speed
Yeah.
Ethernet connections. And so we would actually play. We played World of Warcraft. We played Command & Conquer. We actually played Diablo, and we played.
Did you say 93?
94.
Okay, I was like, wow, that may have been when I snuck in to see Terminator, but it's not.
That's exactly
It's-
what I was
it's
talking
3
about.
years later.
I know.
Oldsville population plus.
But then, but the other thing we used to play Duke Nukem 3D, head-to-head. Duke Nukem
Oh,
3D was
dude. Yes.
And that game's
awesome.
going to come out eventually. Eventually.
yeah. That's,
Okay, so let's give you
Speaking
another
of
chance.
first-person shooters.
Yeah, let's give
Yeah.
you another chance to wear your H8tr-Aid pants.
Oh Jesus! Why did it's just all the news? Look, the next news says Sony. I can't not hate on that. What are
All
you
right,
doing,
so
Jeff?
they saw us play a little of the Halo 3 beta.
Yes.
We played it a bunch. Alex.
And by a bunch, we mean enough.
Enough. Yeah, we didn't play it a bunch. We played it enough. Well, first off, we got to say there was a huge hiccup. Some poor people like Steve took work off and
Ouch.
weren't able to play. So basically, what happened was when they were supposed to go live with the Halo 3 beta at 5 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, and it didn't actually go live until 7:30,
Something like that.
7:45 at night. Not in the AM. So that was sort of a huge deal, but then I think it's not as big as news as everybody wants to make it out to.
Well,
because
once people got it,
once
it was
people
like,
got
well,
it,
we
it
don't
was
care
like,
now. We just want to play.
Now we have it. And they also extended the beta for 4 days, I think, from the 6th to the 10th, over a weekend. I'm going to start by saying I loved Halo, the original Halo. You obviously have heard me talk about the Halo multiplayer was some of the best experiences I've ever had. Dragging that huge giant Xbox and a TV to my friend's house,
Right.
playing head-to-head System Link multiplayer for 12 hours at a time. I mean, it was just such an amazing experience. And then Halo 2 came out, and I thought that they had sort of screwed my fantasy of what I wanted. I wanted Halo 1 multiplayer, more maps, different weapons, online. That's what I wanted. And they gave me Unreal Tournament 2001 Halo Skinned Edition. And it's so twitchy and jumpy and and I played it, and yes, maybe it's just that that's not the games that I'm good at, so it's not enjoyable to be bad at a game. I mean, nobody wants to play a game that they're bad at.
Very valid.
But it's just so twitchy and instant death, and there's no. I liked going almost dying and then getting away, needing to find a health pack and running into somebody that just goes tink and I die. That to me was enjoyable because I wanted that. So I didn't like Halo 2. Halo 3 is Halo 2. There really hadn't. I mean, the graphics update is minimal at best. I mean, it's an
Well, we are
okay
looking at a
update.
demo. We are looking at a beta.
We are looking at a
I mean,
beta,
I don't know.
but I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't
I
know.
think this is basically what it's going to look like,
Probably.
pretty much.
Yeah.
The new weapons are cool. I like the sort of the things that they've added, like the being able to throw the different kinds of grenades. I like that. Throwing the thing and jumping, throwing the jump
equipment.
pads, equipment. Some of the new weapons. Not a huge fan of the fact that weapons hinder mobility.
What do you
Well,
mean?
That was
the
never
bigger
part of-
weapons.
Bigger weapons, you walk slower. And
There's
that's
that
just-
one turret that you can pull off and then it
Yeah.
slows you down.
I just kind of feel like
Oh, you could pull that off?
Yeah, push the B
That's,
button.
I was wondering how the people fucking were walking around.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that
little
weird
push
missile
bull button,
thing,
push B button on, that's-
and the weird missile thing that's really slow, but it's not.
the one that
I thought
charges up?
I thought that was the rocket launcher, the big missile thing, and I was like, "Where's my rocket launcher? I love the rocket launcher, but it's there. It's just somewhere else." So I'm gonna say I wasn't really all that excited about it. I'm actually now not really all that excited about Halo 3, just because I was hoping that it was gonna go more from Halo 1, and then Halo 2 came out, and then they went, "Oh wow, okay, so people liked Halo 1 as well. Why don't we land right in the middle for the multiplayer?" I was hoping they were going to do that, and if anything, they went a little bit even farther to the Twitch side of Halo 2. So I was like,
I really hope you can defend it for people that love the Halo games, because I really
I think if
care
you
less.
love Halo 2, you will love Halo 3. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing.
But I would say it's not much of a. It's very. I mean, for it to be a PlayStation 3 next generation, I feel like it should be massively. 360. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
360. I was looking at the Sony thing. See,
Yeah.
it's
Don't
fucking me
look,
up.
just don't look.
I know.
It doesn't exist to you.
For it to be that massively after Gears on 360.
Well, that's the thing.
Look at
it's not even
did,
close.
When we did the game orgy segment,
Yeah.
we
I remember
went,
that, yeah.
and we had a good time playing Halo 2. We had a great time, right?
I've had, before playing Gears of War
Yeah.
multiplayer, the best time I've ever had playing a video game was playing Halo 2 with a bunch of friends.
No, I agree.
So,
but that experience
but-
is not. I mean,
but-
yeah, that's a few and far between in the game. In Halo 1,
Gears of War-
anytime we started playing,
Single player, incredible. Multiplayer, and it was like, and the things
has
that
more
were
to do
better
with
about.
who you play with, and Gears is.
I
You
didn't
play
care.
with somebody who's
I played with
epic,
someone
and
from
you
the
still love it.
yeah, someone on my friends list, and we were just. I mean, it was
Yeah.
the update to Gears of War was in gameplay. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like this is just. It looks a little bit. It looks actually no. It doesn't even look that much
They
better.
showed.
I guess the
there's
bubble
a
shields
site-
changes gameplay a little bit.
There's
maybe.
a site that actually shows video of a Halo 2. Did
I
you
think
watch that?
IGN did that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it?
It's just
It's
it's like
Halo 2,
one
then
size.
Halo 3,
it's
then
like
Halo
Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo 3. And if you don't look at the tags, you can tell. And of course, it's compressed for the internet. But at the end of the day, it's not. I was excited for like a huge visual update because this is a game that is powered on an Xbox One.
And it's supposed to blow things out. That's
Right.
the thing about Halo, because we're not looking at it like any other
think
Well,
the
that's the
single
first shooter.
player,
It's supposed to blow shit out of the water.
I think the single player is gonna
I
be
hope
much
so.
more impressive
That'd be
from
cool.
from your guys' perspective.
Yeah. Well, the
But-
problem is that then this beta is doing the exact opposite thing because I'm less excited about. I wasn't planning on buying Halo 3 when it got released. I mean, maybe for the
so
show
not.
so that we could talk about it on the show, and even Halo 2, like I played it. I was hosting the screensavers when it came out, so we did like this Halo 2 thing. So I played it, and I was like, I don't really need to buy it because I played it. But this
what
is
do you
making
think,
me
Jeff?
yeah, what do you think, Jeff?
I actually agree with a lot of what you're saying.
Yeah.
You hate that you do.
I hate that I do. I
Dude,
feel like
it's
I
good
want
cereal.
I want to like it a lot more than I ended up liking it.
I did too.
I want to like it more.
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, I can't help but compare it to Gears.
Yeah.
And you're right that Gears of War was instantly fun in multiplayer, and whereas Halo 2 has such a learning curve.
Yeah.
And Halo 3, excuse me. I think both Halo 2 and Halo 3 in
Yes.
multiplayer have a steep learning curve, and
Yeah.
but a lot of people like that. It makes that sort of elite kind of play much
Yeah.
more interesting, and it rewards practice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reserve judgment until the single player comes out, because that's what I'm most excited about.
Somebody mentioned on the comments on that video, one of the first things they said is it looks like Halo 2 and Halo 2 for Vista.
Well,
And
Halo
I-
2 for Vista doesn't look like Halo 2 for Vista. But anyway,
but
let's
you know
move
what
on,
I mean? Like, I
because
think-
Sony also had a Gamers Day this week, which is, of course, in lieu of
I should
3.
just really wear hater pants.
I know, it's okay.
I mean, seriously, today's the day.
The first interesting bit of news that I think their goal was to make, at least as I looked at the news,
Yeah.
give me reasons to buy a PS3.
They still need to give you those.
Well, here's one interesting reason. Stranglehold, which is a game we're excited about, is coming out on both platforms. Both
You mean
next
this is the John Woo one?
John
right?
Woo one. For the PS3, because it has Blu-ray and it has a lot more space, the game and an
Hard-boiled.
HD version of Hard Boiled are going to be on the same disc. Very cool, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. It instantly made me say, you know what? I want to buy that for the PS3 and not for the 360.
Well, and then Microsoft, are they going to come out and say now it comes with the HD DVD version?
Well, I don't even know if there is an HD version.
There might be.
Anyway, interesting. So the second thing is they showed a lot more of a game that I know you're very excited
I
about,
am, like-
Uncharted: Drake's Fortune,
Yeah.
which is the new Naughty Dog game.
Right.
Tell me what you think of the video.
Right. I'm a little. I'm still very excited for this game. I'm a little bit less excited. Not that the gameplay footage was terrible. The targeting didn't look very good.
I agree.
Yeah.
And of what they showed, it was just kind of
Tomb Raider.
run-of-the-mill
Well, it's Tomb Raider
Raider-y.
Gears.
But I just feel like, I just
Gameplay
maybe I have
Gears.
faith in it will be better than that. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you love
Nothing
the
epic.
story.
I love the story, and the story is really cool. And I love.
And they make great games.
I love that it's
from
a
the
young
beginning,
kid
that's
doing.
what you've loved about the game,
Exactly.
not gameplay
True.
or whatever,
True.
or graphics. You've always loved the
Oh, the
story.
graphics do look fucking gnarly.
Well, they just look like-
And you know what they said? That only 1/3 of the animations are in that build that they showed. There's 2/3. Their whole thing with this game is going to be like animation.
I think it's gonna be better. I think I got faith. I mean,
the
it still looks great. It still
the
looks
gunplay
great.
is what worries me the most.
Yes.
Because I looked at it and I went, oh boy.
Like he's like got it's like such a small little cursor,
and
and you're
like
like
8 shots and the guys are
Yeah.
just going like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
The other interesting game that I thought was announced is a game called Pain, which it
Oh, yeah.
was
Yeah.
it's going to be a downloadable PlayStation Network
It's like a
game.
PlayStation Live Marketplace.
And the idea behind it, yeah,
Live Arcade.
right? And the idea behind it is that you fling a person, an individual, through a city and try to create as much pain for this character as possible.
So it's
First of
almost
all-
like Burnout 3 or Burnout
Exactly.
2's destruction mode or
Yeah,
whatever.
It was like
Or there's-
Fallout, wasn't it?
No,
called?
there
Or
was a car driving
Yes.
one
Yeah,
where you tried to
fuck.
launch your character out and hit the
Yes.
targets.
And they're doing another. They're
Yeah.
doing
Those are all.
another in the
But this is
sequel to that
this
game.
was
I can't
my
remember
number
the name.
one problem with watching this footage. Was it looked like it would be fun for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Like
that's what those-
epically fun for 5.
That's
Dude,
what those
no-
download games are kind of about.
Not at all. Are you kidding me? Some of those games you play for hours and hours
Which
and
one?
hours. Uno, hello.
Uno'd you.
I couldn't even play Uno for 5 hours with
Dude.
real people having fun.
Dude, what was the? What was the?
You can play with real people on the
There's
line.
the one, Canada. It's not called Canada. It's like Cantonada or whatever. It's like.
Catan.
Catan.
Settlers of Catan.
You played
Yeah.
that for 5 hours?
I didn't. I haven't even downloaded
But
it.
I'm sure some people.
Well, but you
There's
know,
probably people out there.
Yeah, but come
There's
on,
probably people
look,
out there that'll
no,
do
but
this
come
for
on,
5
there.
hours.
The,
I hear what you're
the
saying.
Xbox
I hear what
Live
you're saying.
games. Come on, there's more enjoyment in freaking Puzzle Quest. It's coming out for the Xbox Live Arcade.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like these are games that are.
Do you
game
hate it
games.
just because it's Sony?
No, not at all. If this
I
was
think
for
it
the
looks
Xbox
cool.
Live,
I
I'd
think
say
it looks
this
cool.
looks like fun, but it would be.
Also,
It
fun.
looks
By
like
the
a
way-
part of another game. I agree. It looks
Right.
like part of Crackdown or
The
something.
trailer though for this was awesome.
Oh, it was funny.
it's funny.
Yeah.
Cinema,
Yeah.
editorially, it's really well put together, and I think it looked fun.
It looks fun.
agree.
I think it's gonna be fun.
And you know
For
what
5
else?
minutes.
Can I just say before you do that?
Go quick.
I'm actually between
Sizzling.
Quick.
the Little People Big World
Yes.
Planet.
Yeah.
This game actually, I'm like
Yes.
into.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
the
what's
game that
happening with me.
the game that I want. I'm down for. I'm down for this.
it's
Dude,
gonna
first off, none of those things are out yet.
I'm not buying it now.
I'm just
I'll
saying,
buy it when it
you're
comes
excited
out.
about what
So
you
Why
think.
does it have to be out?
Dude, and like Little Planet Big World, Payne is
We're
going to
getting
have
this.
this whole
We're getting this.
YouTube element where you can upload videos and like
I
trade
would
with
never
I don't care
friends.
about
watch
that.
somebody's
By the way,
video.
the update
Do
with
it,
the
sizzle, sizzle.
It was on Messenger. Who's talking with
I don't
that
even
thing?
know.
Okay.
So, this is the very first debut of our comics section.
That is
Which we've
correct.
been wanting to do for a long time. And I am a huge comic book reader, a huge comic book fan. And Dan, on his old show, used to do a
Comics for people who don't like
who
comics.
don't like comics, which I
is
always
great.
thought was comics for people who don't like superheroes.
A little bit,
Interesting.
but I will bring up some of the comics that I
Well-
referenced that have plenty of superheroes.
Nice.
Okay.
Mon frere.
But that's kind of the slant of it, wasn't
A little
it?
bit, yeah, a little bit.
But
And
and
I'm the everyman.
and Alex isn't into comics at all.
Hasn't
And
read a
I-
comic since he was a kid.
I feel like this show, at least this segment for this show,
Yeah.
at least in the initial part, is going to be kind of me trying to get these guys into comics first
Yes.
and into superheroes.
Wearing tights.
Capes and cowls, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, I like capes and cows.
Okay, so the way that
I thought he said.
the strategy that I employed for this goal, at least at the outset,
Was to give us the biggest book ever.
the best. Why not go right to the best? Because it's worked with other of my friends in the past. I had Alex read Watchmen and
Yes.
Dan reread Watchmen.
Yes. Well, yes.
Finish reading Watchmen.
So, Watchmen, Alan Moore's magnum opus, widely considered the greatest work of in the comic form, the comic medium.
Time. Tell them the time.
Time number
Tell
8 of Time Magazine did the best
yeah.
book since I think it was like Finnegan's Wake. It was like the best book since
1923.
So yeah, a certain
Yeah.
point, the best, and it was voted number 8, which means either A, it's actually really good, or B, nerds know how to use the internet to vote.
yeah. Oh, it's
Okay.
internet voting.
Yes.
And you didn't say that. I was like, wow, those Time Magazine guys are really forward thinking.
Still,
Yeah.
I love The Watchmen, and I hope that I'd love to hear what you think of it, Alex. Having not being a comic reader, read The Watchmen.
The Watchmen. And begin. I really enjoyed it. Yay! I started enjoying it even more after I found out that the characters were not real superheroes. Because there was like a couple, like the Moth guy.
Well, they're
I was
based
like,
on old school.
Well, the idea
Mostly.
he originally wanted to do it with DC canon characters.
Right. And
DC
I'm
said
glad that
no,
he did.
and so he
I can entirely see why they said no. Although what might have been interesting, but because I felt like, I was like, wow, they're really showing the real human bad side. So a couple things that
What was Watchmen about?
well, Watchmen is basically, it's about a group of masked adventurers.
Vigilantes, yeah.
And they basically start out because this guy, Hooded Justice, who wears a hood.
It's a murder mystery.
It starts as a murder mystery because basically somebody gets murdered at the beginning of the first book. I don't know any of the language of comics.
The
'Cause
first
it's like
trade.
a book,
I mean,
but
well,
it's,
the first
what do they call it?
issue.
Like,
It's a trade paperback, and the first issue is when the murder happens.
Okay.
It was 12 issues that were collected into
right. So in the first issue, it's a murder mystery, and it turns out that the guy who was killed was actually a masked adventurer. And so then it goes on to one of his buddies that they used to fight crime in this sort of group, league, if you will, without saying Justice League. He goes in and tries to figure out what it is. So it follows these people, but they're all retired. Because in 77, there was Keynes Law came in, and they basically said, masked vigilantes, es no bueno.
So basically the conceit of Watchmen, the idea that it's based on, is that when comic book characters were introduced in the real world,
Yes.
the year that they were introduced with Superman,
Right.
it was the same year that in this world, real masked vigilantes became
Right.
And then
ran
later
around
on
and
they
solved
outlawed
crimes.
them.
And then they passed a law that said,
Yeah.
and we're coming into the story after this law has passed.
Yes.
And then this person is murdered, and
Yeah.
it kind of brings up a lot of this old
Yeah.
stuff.
And I will say from beginning to end, I truly enjoyed it. I really liked the characters. Rorschach, cool guy. I loved that.
Possibly Tom Cruise.
Really?
No.
That's
Rorschach?
what I read. Yeah.
Wow, he should be like.
Zack Snyder,
ugly
who
dude.
The owl. Or,
who did 300, Zack Snyder is doing the
I'm
Watchmen
actually
movie.
or
by
Dr.
watching-
Manhattan. He could play Dr. Manhattan.
He's not big enough.
That's
But
what computers are for.
yeah, right. But I will say, from beginning to end, and knowing that they were going to make it into a movie, I was really interested. I was like, wow, this is going to be such a cool movie. Like, I'm so intrigued by it. I definitely had a few things that I didn't like about it.
Like what?
Jeff's like, oh, really? Like what?
Oh, Jeff.
I was not a big fan of the big chunks of writing at the end of every book. Because to me, I was like,
words.
no, because first off, most of it was no information I needed. Some of it were literal recaps of what I'd just seen. A few of them were really cool, like the one where Adrian, Ozymandias, like a couple of the little like notes, business notes from like the teams that sort of showed you a little bit more of what was going on with him. I dug that, but for the most part, I was always like, got to get through the shit that doesn't matter, and then I can see the story. For me, this is me. Also, didn't really care for the pirate flashes.
But you get that in that world.
I got it that it was all parallel, and that there was stuff. I got all
Instead
the
of superhero comics, they have pirate comics.
I got all that. But for me, I was just sort of like, oh, the pirate guy. Then there's a lot of stuff that I loved. Loved Dr. Manhattan. I thought his creation story, his whole ability, the whole trade where they followed Dr. Manhattan, and it's all in the way he thinks as far as time is concerned, I thought was amazing. I loved the trade with Night Owl and Silk Spectre getting back into adventuring and then falling in love. Like, it was really well done. I super enjoyed that one. I thought the ending was good. I mean, I kind of saw it coming, but then again, I read them
It's
all
not
back to
spoiled,
back,
though,
so
I
I'm
think.
not
Yeah,
going to.
and also there's a whole lot of fiction that's come post that has sort of lifted a little bit from Watchmen that I think
Oh,
maybe
that's
you
cool.
Like current
have in your-
television shows airing right now.
Well, I didn't realize that it was written in 1985 or whatever. I mean, that was really cool.
Let's see what Dan thinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were a couple
So
things
my
I had more
my
into, but-
history is I just want to say I'm well aware. I'm putting myself out there to be flamed very shortly, and I hate that I'm going to say stuff like this. But
I hate.
I hate Watchmen. I tried to read Watchmen twice growing up, and when I read it tried to read it the first couple of times, I never read those. I always skipped the writings at the end of the chapters. This time around, I read them, and I
you guys hate
actually
when we
thought
I
the
really
the
do.
original, the first, the Hollis Mason writings were
Yeah.
the best part
I agree.
of the book. So it's just interesting that my child, in what I skipped
Right.
growing up, and I didn't like Watchmen, I now got me to like it a little bit more. That being said, I actually kind of don't like Watchmen. I fully respect it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I like the things that have come because of Watchmen. It's Watchmen for me, and this is what I'm scared of too, is a little bit like Apocalypse Now for me.
Wow.
Apocalypse Now is a movie
You don't like.
I fully respect.
Interesting.
I've tried watching Apocalypse Now. I've seen the beginning of Apocalypse Now. I cannot tell you how many times. Look,
you can
I
tell me. It's me.
appreciate.
You can tell me.
Yeah.
10.
But for some reason, it's just something in my DNA. It doesn't resonate. It doesn't. I can't.
Yeah.
I get what it has done.
Yeah.
Both Apocalypse Now and Watchmen. I totally get it. And it's saying very profound things. I just
Yeah.
don't like how it's said. Watchmen is very dense and it's very
That's
meta.
what's great about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I get why it's good.
Reading it, I can
Just-
tell why you love it. Right? I mean,
Jeff
when I
is
was
very
reading it-
dense.
No. He loves it. It's very articulate.
Yeah.
It's very intellectual, and I know that you the words are every word is important. It seems
Yeah.
to me in this book, and I know
Jeff
that
is
that's
like a
something you love.
wordsmith.
You're
so.
like a wordsmith.
Let's-
You make words out of
I-
hammer and anvil.
What was I going to say? The thing about it is there's no drama in Watchmen. And I actually had this problem with Alan Moore.
Interesting.
Because I felt the same way about V for Vendetta. That
Really? There's no drama in V for Vendetta?
To me, he's telling a message, and through that, and it's all just sort of happening. And I don't feel there's no characters until Watchmen, until midway through Watchmen, or towards the end when we get the Silk Spectre and Dan stuff.
Yeah.
There's no conflict other than the big conflict. There's no person that has this dilemma that I'm trying to see if it works out, whatever, setups, payoffs, it's all kind of just happening, very objectively. I love things like Powers, which, Alex, if you enjoyed Watchmen,
We're gonna
my
get there. He's
God.
gonna get there.
By the
We're
way,
gonna get there.
In Tights, superheroes, buddy. Powers and
Yes. No, I agree. It is.
Ex Machina. These are two things that totally
Ex
come
Machina is
straight
not-
from. He was a superhero.
Oh, well,
Yes.
all right.
But let me just say,
Yes.
these are two comics where the dialogue is. I can empathize with the characters. It's saying I love things.
You can't empathize with the owl. You can't empathize with
A
that
little
feeling
bit-
of like impotence.
A
and-
little, yes. That you know what
mean,
book
you
that
should be
happens
able
on?
to feel
I can relate to impotence. That happens in book like 7, dude.
I know.
Like-
that was an epic book, though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm just saying, I really tend to fall in love with things that are like smaller stories that when I interpret them, it means bigger things than something that sets out to say something really huge in a really huge way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'll say one of the-
I can respect that opinion. It's wrong, but I can respect it.
I just
One of the other things that I'll say that I didn't really love about this was I wanted them to be superheroes. I mean, I know that was the whole thing, was that they were like the sort of Batman and Robin type characters.
That's
it's
like
like,
Powers.
you know, working out and then I can kick some butt. You know what I mean? And then it was cool when Dr. Manhattan came in because it was sort of like I like, for me, superhero stories. I like the supernatural aspects of it.
Yes.
For me, and so there wasn't much of
You should
that.
love. Why don't you love comics more then?
He will.
I
He
just
hasn't read them. He
haven't.
will.
I mean, when
He's
was the
gonna
last
like
time I
them.
read a comic? I think the last comic I had was like Daredevil 23 when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Or no, you know what? It was one of the X-Men with Lady Deathstrike, the first Lady Deathstrike one. And I actually remember because it was very like H.R. Geiger, like weird or like yeah,
bony
like. But then
claws.
she was like in this weird exoskeleton and like it's cool. Anyway, but that was like the last comic book that I ever read. So for me, it's not that I don't enjoy them or that I shouldn't like them more. It's that I don't read them. So I will start to try to read them more.
But can I just say,
Yes.
because you didn't come to my. Remember, I was like, I'm gonna say some
You didn't
shit
come to
and
my
then watch
birthday.
it. We all have movies. I think we
birthday.
all
When's last
have movies like Apocalypse Now. I'm not gonna out you.
Sure.
I know some
you
of
wanted
yours.
me to come to your defense
Because
No.
we all have movies like
Oh, no,
that
of
we
course.
know, but they don't do.
I agree
The
with you.
scene
I
from
understand.
Heat.
I didn't
Like
knock-
one, for instance, of yours might be.
The scene from Heat. You know what I mean? Like
That's
everybody
true.
loves the scene
That's
from
true.
Heat. I don't.
movies that everyone's supposed to like, but
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Dan's like,
I
have one
need
that
someone
you
have
else.
one?
I need someone.
No, but I agree
know.
with- I understand- I
Remember
understand-
we went through that list. We were like, wow, you never saw Good, Bad, the Ugly.
Right, I've never
Oh,
seen
but
it.
you never saw
But
it.
I think it's different than seeing it and going,
not
I don't
reading
get
it.
what people
Yeah.
like about
You're right.
this.
It's true. It's true.
There are stuff like that.
All right, well, I'm excited now about
Citizen Kane's
Citizen
good.
Kane, I love.
Citizen Kane's good.
Oh, God, I
Citizen
love
Kane's still good,
it's a little
dude.
boring.
All right, well, but you know what? In the coming weeks, I think the comic section, I mean, we're not going to do it every week, but in the coming weeks,
No, I'm
hopefully
excited
we're going
to
to kind
start
of
getting
build some
leaned up.
momentum, and
Yeah.
then we'll talk about like the stuff that's actually coming out now. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I like
so.
it because I see all these movies that are turned into, or comic books that are turned into movies, and I'm like, well, I really like that movie. And they're like, well, did you read the comic? And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was a comic. So I'm really excited to get back into that. So.
All right, dudes.
Cool.
Radsies.
Bam.
All right. Okay, so before we wrap this bad boy up in a little bow and kick it in the crotch, we want
Why
to
are we
tell
doing
you...
that to the show?
It's been
Whatever.
very naughty.
It's been naughty. I'm Mr. Hater Pants. I got to do something to the show. Hater Pants.
Show.
So we want to announce a winner for the GoRaddy.com contest, which, of course, by the way, did anybody register GoRaddy.com?
Oh,
Just saying.
that would have been a winner. That's funny.
I know. Hopefully somebody did
Funny.
somewhere. So we have a winner. A lot of really good entries.
A lot of good entries. There's a lot of good runners up. I Googled your girlfriend.
Googled your girlfriend.
Hilarious.
Great runner-up.
Frackinrad.com is funny.
That's good.
Deformed Kitten.
Alex
for some
spent my
reason.
Wookiee.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Alex spent my Wookiee.
A lot of great ones.
Good times.
But there's
the
really one
best.
clear winner, right?
Clear.
Dan?
Crystal.
Dan.
Up, down, left, right, A, B. BA.
SelectStart.com.
Dude. As a cheat
So
site.
congratulations, Garrett.
Garrett.
And it opens 50 other
Garrett's
sites.
W.
Didn't you get 50 lives, or was it
Oh, yeah,
unlimited
for
lives?
Comanche.
Yeah, for Contra.
Comantra?
It's the
You know,
Konami
Comantra.
You know,
That's a good Comantra to
the
live
foreign
by.
version. Okay.
So Garrett, congratulations. You need
Get a
to
shirt.
email us your address so we
I'll
can
contact
email you
him
virtually.
and a size of shirt, and we're going to give him, write him a little thank you card.
Sure.
But that does not mean that the contest is over.
No. If you want to get your piece of the GoRaddy internet, you can do that by heading over to GoDaddy.com and purchasing a domain name using the code TRSUNO, which will give you 10% off any order of $5 or more, I think, but I'm not sure about that, so just go do it. And then what you do is once you've registered the domain, send us an email at fans@totallyradshow.com. GoRaddy is in the
subject
heading, and then put the website, what you would do with it, what you're thinking about doing it, if you've ever thought about doing that one website that is the raddest website you could have possibly done, but you need an excuse. Now's your excuse.
Yes, and we accept other emails at that fans@totallyradshow.com. Also, we love reading them.
Yeah.
We also love reading the forums at our website, totallyradshow.com. Click on discussion forums. We all participate. It's a really cool community.
Correct? And speaking of emails, we actually have an email.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Shall we talk about that email?
Okay.
So this email is from Nick D. Cool. Guys, if you could choose and take command of any spaceship, this is hard, from any movie, TV show, or video game to explore the universe, which ship would you choose?
What do you choose?
What do you choose?
Okay.
Nick
Which ship,
D.
what do you choose?
Well,
Okay.
So we're gonna go to Dansky first. Now this is really hard because we were like, this would be.
I had a brain aneurysm, and then I thought of the perfect one.
That's what brain aneurysms give you.
Okay.
Good idea.
I'm going to say one that doesn't... my unofficial one is from a commercial.
What?
There's a commercial I loved growing up
Was this one of the two?
with a kid, yes.
Oh,
The kid
I know this.
flying a Heinz ketchup bottle in space. I met crush as a kid the fact that I could not, like that didn't exist, that I couldn't actually fly.
Catch a bottle through space.
It was so
Of
awesome.
the
He was like
ships
Star
you could
Wars.
buy,
Dude, it was so
the
awesome.
Heinz catch. How are you pulling up to a spaceport and getting off looking like a badass? You like pull up to the spaceport, you hop out, you're like,
Maybe that's
I'm
not
in
what
the
I'm
Heinz
doing.
ketchup
It's like,
bottle.
hey, baby, I got condiments.
That's awesome. Okay,
good.
my official one.
Yes.
See, a wise man might say Firefly
What would you say?
from Serenity. A wiser man says Inara's ship.
Oh, because it's a pleasure palace.
Because it's I love my girlfriend, by the way.
but you
In
would
addition
really
to that,
love
if I had to
Inara.
choose a spaceship, that would be the one. Now
Well
beat
done,
that, bitches.
I will beat that.
And Jeff's gonna do that now. Alex is thinking. Another ship. That's interesting. Yeah. See, I was at the right place.
I had a lot of
And it's so
ideas
funny 'cause
about
you said
this.
you're going to start at Firefly.
You did.
Yeah.
The one ship I've always wanted to fly, of course, is the Millennium Falcon. Everybody.
Yes,
and then I was thinking, no, exploring the universe is a key. And I was thinking a Star Destroyer because then I could send out my TIE fighters
I thought that
if anybody was
for a
pissing me
second.
off.
Yeah.
But then, after the aneurysm, I had the greatest idea ever.
Lambda shuttle.
The ship from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy
Oh.
with the infinite improbability drive, which now the name of it is escaping me. The golden.
Chalice.
Oh shoot.
Shower.
I'm just gonna put it up on the screen so that
Chits?
people don't.
The golden
People don't
chits?
email me. After I forgot last week when I forgot the name of Unwrapped, and it's a show I
Yes.
watch all the time.
Yeah.
Tons of emails from everybody
Yeah.
saying you're an idiot, Jeff.
Well,
so
you
now
just
I'm
hit
gonna be an
me.
idiot,
My
Jeff, with the
aneurysm-
golden whatever it is
My
called.
aneurysm just happened.
With Steve
I'm gonna
That's
go
good, Jeff. That's
with
good.
the TARDIS.
Tartar sauce?
From
It is the
Oh, you have to
the
qualify.
space/time machine from Doctor Who.
Oh,
It's
well
TARDIS.
done, sir.
It has a camouflage drive.
Yeah,
Can be turned into anything. It's infinitely big inside. It
But
can
it's not
be
infinitely
designed-
improbable.
No, but it can go infinitely
That'll
anywhere. So
spark
it's
up your
not
day.
even improbable. You just go wherever you want. So I'm gonna say the TARDIS.
pretty
Nice.
good.
And I'm actually going to say Doctor Who's TARDIS because I like that it's an old British telephone box.
You've always wanted to get all up inside Doctor Who's TARDIS.
You don't even know. That'd be awesome. That's probably got candy.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
All right, that's
Awesome.
our show.
I'm proud of
right,
ourselves.
guys?
That was it. That was good.
of
Good.
ourselves.
Slow clap for.
I mean, they were all
Dave.
good. None of us said the Millennium Falcon.
Well,
you mentioned
Jeff
it.
did.
Mentioned.
And then did the TARDIS story, which is what I was gonna do, but then I was like,
So wait, you said
easy.
forum. We said our email. We have to let them know about MySpace.
Yeah.
you should.
MySpace.com/totallyradshow.
How
And I
easy
just
does
got
that
onto
get?
Facebook.
Cool.
Good.
And it's
Finally.
actually, you're right, awesome.
Thank you.
Very
And
awesome.
that's facebook.com/look us up. I don't know what it is.
Totally Rad Show on Facebook.
That's right.
We have
All
a
right.
group and stuff.
That was totally rad.
What is this HD that you talk about?
This HD guy. We didn't talk about this.
They need a hero too. Discuss the latest news. And give us their reviews. And games and movies too. Sure hope you're not confused. I swear it's all true. Not just the premise too. The Totally Rad Show.